Hey there everyone, Jim Pospisil here. I'm here with another video. It's been a little while. This video is a little different than my series of videos. This one is an instructional one, and this one is specifically basic mandolin for guitar players. If you already know how to play the mandolin, or you're looking for advanced or intermediate, then this is probably not what you're looking for. I've had a number of people, guitar players, say to me, hey, I just got a mandolin and I'd love to be able to play it, but I don't know what to do with it. So if you are a guitar player, you already know chords, basic chords. So the purpose of this video is simply to show you some basic things to get you right off the ground. Number one, how to tune it, and then some really basic major and minor chords that you can play with only two fingers. Okay, so right off the bat, let's talk about tuning the mandolin. The mandolin has 8 strings, and they are tuned in pairs, each pair tuned to unison. And from the high strings to the low, we've got 2 strings tuned to E, 2 strings tuned to A, 2 strings tuned to D, and 2 strings tuned to G. So it's E, A, D, G. And you can start by tuning these. I use a clip-on tuner, but you could tune them any tuner you might have, or if you're tuning it to your guitar, this high E string would be like the high E string on your guitar. And then A, D, and G. So, or if you want to tune to me right now, I'll give you a couple of seconds to do that. This is E. This is A. Third string D. And the fourth G. All right, so now that you're in tune, let's get started with some chords. So there are a lot of chords that you can play on the mandolin using just 2 fingers on your left hand to fret. Some people have told me, I have really thick fingers. I don't know if I can play on this small neck. But using only 2 fingers, you can do an awful lot. And just like a guitar, there are all kinds of chord voicings up and down the neck, so there's many different ways to play these chords. But I'm just showing you the most basic ways that I know of. So the first thing we're going to start with is a G. And that is your second finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. I should mention, the way I'm counting these strings, this is 1, 2, the D is 3, and the G is 4. So the high string, the 1st string, we play a G on the 3rd fret of the 1st string with your 2nd finger. And use your 1st finger to play the 2nd fret on the 2nd string, which is a B. And then the other strings you play open, so you're going to have G, D, B, and G, a G chord. There you go. There's your first chord. Now take these same 2 fingers in the same pattern and shift those to the middle strings. So now you're playing the 2nd string on the 3rd fret and the 3rd string on the 2nd fret. The other strings, 1st and 4th, are open. Now you're playing a C chord because you've got G, E, C, and E. So now you've got G and C, just by moving these fingers back and forth. So here's the 3rd trick. move those same two fingers in the same pattern down one more set of strings. So you have your second finger on the third fret of the third string, and your first finger on the first fret, your first finger on the second fret of the fourth string. And when you play the strings this time, do not play the high E string. Let that one just mute it, or just don't go that far. Now what you've got there is an A, F, A. So you got an F chord. So if you play these three, now the F chord's not really a full chord in that position, but I just wanted to show you that by just moving those two fingers, you can get a lot out of that. So if you're playing in C, guitarists, you know, this is the 1, this is the 4, and this is the 5. Okay, so a couple other chords that you could be playing in this case is a D and an A, again using only two fingers. And the D is played with your second finger on the second fret of the first string. That's an F sharp. And your first finger on the second fret of the fourth string. That's an A. So you've got A, the other two strings you play open, A, D, A, and F sharp. Now to play an A chord, just take that second finger and put it next to the first finger down on that third string. So you have the first finger and the second finger on the second fret of the fourth and the third strings. And the others are open. And you can do a lot with that too. And throw that G in there. So there you go. There's a couple more chords for you. Now there's also some minor chords that you could be playing with just two fingers. And the first one, we're kind of sticking with the key of C here, basically. So, and those of you who know your guitar, in your key of C, your 2 chord is D minor. So we already showed you the D major. Well, the way you turn it into a minor is to take this note on the second fret, move it down to the first fret, so you're playing an F. So you'll reverse your fingers. Your second finger on the second fret of the fourth string, your first finger on the first fret of the first string, and the other string's open. And there's your D minor. Now A minor, a little bit of a stretch, but frets are closer together on the mandolin, so it's easier to do these stretches once you get used to them. And that would be your first finger on the second fret of the third string, and your third finger on the fifth fret of the fourth string, and the other string's open. So that's an A minor. That goes very nicely with the C. So you see how all these are starting to work together, especially if you already know the guitar, you already know how to do these things. All right, the next one is the E minor, and this is a 2-finger chord technically, but you got to do a bar with one of your fingers. So your bottom string here, the fourth string is open. Your first finger on the second fret of the third string. Also bar these, so your first finger is also on the second fret of the second string, and then add your second finger on the third fret of the first string. And there you go, your E minor. So let's do a little quick recap here. We've got G, C, F, D minor, D major, A, D minor, A minor, E minor. All right. Now there's a lot of other basic chords and information, but that's good for a start for the first video. I'll be back with another video if this one is well received, and I'll give you some more examples of some really basic stuff that you could do to get yourself started on the mandolin. So thanks for watching, and if this was helpful to you, please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you next time.